Now, among the Democrats who are not on board with Bernie Sanders' single-payer health care proposal are Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and more. Let's hear from them. According to The Hill, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi on Tuesday previewed the much-anticipated release of Senator Bernie Sanders' Medicare-For-All bill by taking the notable step of refusing to throw their weight behind it. Nancy Pelosi said, "Right now, I'm protecting the Affordable Care Act." The Affordable Care Act, which, look, it's better than the system we had before, but Americans are understandably frustrated with it because it falls short. And so to say, yeah, I'm gonna ignore this because I'm just much more interested in the political benefits, she thinks there are political benefits of supporting and protecting the Affordable Care Act, I think shows just how tone deaf she is. Also, Chuck Schumer says Democrats believe that health care is a right for all, and there are many different bills out there. Okay, so what do you support? And I mean, we know the answer. He is not supporting what Bernie Sanders is trying to do. Also, we have a statement from Steny Hoyer. He says, there are things in the Affordable Care Act that aren't working as well as they should. The first objective that both Leader Pelosi and I have is to preserve the Affordable Care Act and to adopt policies that will make it work better. That's our first priority. You've had quite a bit of time to make it work better. But they haven't really done much to change it. Now, of course, Republicans have had quite a bit of control as of late, but remember when Obama got elected into office, he had a majority in the House and the Senate. You guys could have had a much better plan, and you didn't. And there's a reason for that. And so, look, these are the lawmakers who claim that they want to look out for the best interests of the country. They want to make sure that everyone is covered and safe and doesn't have to go bankrupt over a medical emergency, but talk is cheap and they need to actually take real action. And look, I think the most frustrating part about this is like their inability to admit that they failed, right? There's a reason why this past election ended up the way that it did, and they're so incredibly defiant about it. Anyway.
So I would just pick up on what you said is the reason why this last election turned out the way it was, it was because when they did elect a Democrat, we did elect the Democrats to be the president, the Senate, and the House. Democrats had a super majority. Let's remember they had a super majority, and we still got a right-wing giveaway corporate gift to the healthcare industry anyway. That's what they gave us. We had a complete supermajority and they still gave us the right-wing healthcare plan. So it doesn't matter. That's why that's why I'm cynical right now. That's why I don't take them at their face value. Barack Obama ran on single payer. We didn't even get a goddamn public option. And who did he go? By the way, the guy standing up for the public option was Dennis Kucinich. And you know what Barack Obama did? He went to his district and campaigned against Dennis Kucinich because he wouldn't go along with that healthcare bill without a public option. That's what Barack Obama did. Instead of going to Ben Nelson's or going to Joe Lieberman's district, instead of going to their states and trying to screw those people over, he went to the guy standing up for people and screwed him over. That's what corporate Democrats do, and that's why we're skeptical of this.
Well, and let's be honest here. Political benefits in Nancy Pelosi's world and Chuck Schumer's world and many bills out there. That's all code for we want to keep the insurance industry happy. We want to make sure they're still at the table. And for single payer to work, they can't be at the table. They got to go bye-bye, and that's not very donor friendly.
It's just so, I mean, it just shows how out of touch they are. And while they enjoy the best healthcare insurance in the country that's paid by American taxpayers, right?
Yes.
While they don't have to worry about going bankrupt over a medical emergency, they have the audacity to fight to keep a system that isn't working in place. Now again, the Affordable Care Act has positive components to it, and we have supported those components, but it's also not a system that's currently working for a lot of Americans. And so it's just the frustration that I think a lot of Americans feel over the fact that they are completely disconnected from what most Americans are going through, and they're elected to represent us. That's the crazy part.
Well, first of all, Nancy Pelosi's worth over $100 million, so I understand why she doesn't understand someone who can't afford their own medicine or doesn't go to a doctor because they can't afford the copay. So she doesn't. So no, she doesn't get any of that stuff. Here's what she said: she's defending the Affordable Care Act, meaning Obamacare. Do you know the Affordable Care Act leaves out 28 million people? Nancy Pelosi, is that really the plan you want to? Do you know that a lot of people say one of the reasons why Hillary Clinton lost and we have Donald Trump is because that premiums on Obamacare went up 25% a month before the election because there's no cost controls on that, and you guys let it happen anyway. You didn't do. Barack Obama just let that happen, and he didn't think it was going to be a repercussion. There was a repercussion, and now we got Trump. No cost controls in Obamacare. 28 million people left out, and that's the plan Nancy Pelosi's championing. She sounds like a Republican. You know why? Because she is.
If you like this clip of the Young Turks, you know there's a whole live 2-hour show, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern every day, and you can download it or stream it and watch it without ads if you become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.